Hey everybody, welcome back. This is What Elon Said with Kevin and Mark. And today is February 14th, Valentine's Day of 2022. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And we are here to dive right into Elon Musk's tweets and replies and likes for the last 24 hours or so. So we've got no new tweets today, but let's look at our replies and likes. So lots of commercial action, EV commercial action in the Super Bowl yesterday evening, and a whole lot of commentary on Twitter about it today, especially in the Tesla community. So here is Sawyer Merritt, a very prominent Tesla community personality. Volvo just aired their EV ad, which they paid $7 million to have played during the Super Bowl. Bold strategy to take digs at Elon Musk VW and the rest of auto, LOL. And Elon just gives a hysterical laughing emoji.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I haven't seen the comments, but there were a number of EV ads, including this one. And I was a little confused because I actually haven't heard much about, aside from Ford's F-150, the other company's readiness for EV. So for instance, this Polestar, are they ready to roll these out, or is this a teaser for something that might roll out en masse in a year or two? Is this an actual car that
maybe
you can
the
buy?
Polestar 2, but I know that there are Polestar vehicles that you can buy now that are electric vehicles. I know like Ross Gerber, his fund, they're very bullish on Polestar as like a number 2, and he outright says like, look, it's not a Tesla. Okay, you're not in a computer on wheels, but it's an EV and it's a decent EV. And if the world continues to transition to EVs, then you got to fill the market somehow. And like, it's not all going to be Tesla.
That definitely makes sense. I just didn't know if they were selling a few and there's this ad, and are they prepared, or can they deliver a substantial number if their orders come in? I don't know how many of these, or if there's just a 1,000 or 2,000 that they can produce at a time at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the production numbers are right there. In fact, I didn't even know that Volvo owned Polestar. I didn't know that the two were linked.
That's interesting.
So I saw some commentary about how, Volvo, for the most part, has stuck in their lane, and just kept their head down and focused on safety and not trying any of this marketing techniques like this. But this obviously changes that direction.
Yes, and it was almost all the car ads that I noticed were definitely electric. It was interesting that everyone's making the big bet. If a lot of them do deliver the range and they don't have any of the computer stuff, that's fine for most people who just want to get off of gas. And if the price is affordable, that might be sufficient for most of the companies to roll out. People don't necessarily need the whiz bang part of it.
And which also, I believe Elon fully supports, and is actually like, hey, that's actually helping us fulfill our mission at Tesla to transition to sustainable energy. So like, fully in support of other companies. But the problem is all the other companies want to attack him and his approach and take digs at him,
That's right.
And like, why in this commercial do you have to make any mention of Mars missions?
I know.
Why be negative about Mars and exploring Mars?
Just positive about it. And I
just,
don't know the price point. I'm going into this very cold. That they're digging on things that have nothing to do with the car. It has to do with just digging on the outlandish personality in a way, right?
Yeah, and it's a bit disappointing, and really, what I'm noticing, or what anyone can notice, is that these companies are just marketing for Tesla by taking this approach. Because if they're just going to bring up Tesla every time that they want to talk about their own EVs, then what are consumers going to do other than, say, well, what exactly is Tesla doing, and start digging into or doing their own research about Tesla and their vehicles.
That's right.
And then find out, oh wait, these have better technology, have better range, are on the cusp of solving self-driving. Like all these other vehicles just can't offer anything close to that.
They can't offer it. And I don't know if you were considering EV, you'd say, okay, Polestar will be one of the three I look at, so you'll investigate it further. But I don't know if when you look at that versus Tesla, you'll be like, why would I get this? I don't know if they're defeating themselves. I'm not sure. They didn't tout anything besides it being 100% electric. It was just attacking Tesla, attacking everyone else, and saying it's electric, 100% electric. I don't know the range, the performance. Who knows?
Yeah, why not just advertise your own car? Leave the competition out of it. And it's like Elon always says, make the best product that consumers love, and it'll sell itself.
That's right.
Watching that interview this morning from Axel Springer back in December of 2020. Yes. And he was saying he has no concern whatsoever about demand for the product. He was just that confident about it.
Not an issue.
Yeah. And they're like, well, what if there's not demand? There will be. Don't worry about it.
He's been right so far. They've never it's never been not a backlog.
Yep. So lots of commentary about the EV commercials yesterday. Always a big discussion topic the day after the Super Bowl, and for sometimes weeks and months thereafter. All right, so this, let's see, let me see if he replied at all to this particular, I think he did, this stack more layers. He said, Elon said, so many layers with Tesla FSD AI. And this is a tweet from Ilya Sutskever. Interesting meme there. I'll admit that some of the neural networks terminology and technical aspects are definitely out of my depth or out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I think
so. I do my best to pick up on these things and learn about them every day. But yeah,
I know the layers are more like different ways of analyzing it. I think each layer is a different level of knowledge. They eventually want to combine them, but they're having many together now.
Yeah.
But yes, it's beyond us, our knowledge.
But a pretty funny meme.
Yes.
Nonetheless. And yes, so many layers with Tesla FSD AI. And I want to say that he talked a bit about that during AI Day, or the group did.
I think so.
Last summer. And then Jonah Kreider, and I really hope I pronounce that name right, because she's a great follow on Twitter. But idea, can SpaceX merch store and Starlink accept Doge? And he gave a winky face emoji to that one. So we all know his feelings about Dogecoin, and I just love that you can purchase things on the Tesla merch store with Dogecoin now.
Yes.
And I actually didn't even know that SpaceX and Starlink had a merch store, so I'll definitely be checking that out.
Check it out.
Yeah. So next up is a tweet from Lex Fridman announcing his recent discussion with Tim Urban, which I began listening to this morning, and is just epic so far. I'm like,
is it
maybe halfway through it, but oh man, it's just great. It's great, classic Tim Urban commentary, classic Lex Fridman questions and dialogue, and a lot of talk about Elon as well.
Good.
definitely
I
highly recommend checking
know
it out.
he's a fan, and as you've referenced before, it's definitely worth going back and reading the full Tim Urban, Elon Musk
Yeah,
interviews and assessment, his following him
great
around.
stuff. Like I've actually said before, or thought and then tweeted to someone that I think that this, like we were talking about, that you could almost make a study out of Elon Musk's approach to problem solving, and to like a worldview almost. And I just think that Tim Urban's Elon Musk series is the most like clearly laid out in layman's term review of that. And it's just like, it's almost like it could be like middle school necessary reading, or like
Get them
required reading.
thinking about an optimistic and way for the future, and also how to think about through things critically and
Yeah.
Objectively.
Yeah. And then like, it's just, Tim just does such a good job of writing, really, and then adds all these cute cartoons in it to sort of bring color to the context of the what he's trying to explain. It's really helpful, at least for my brain and the way my brain works. I've just found it. I always I take the approach of just explain it to me like I'm a fifth grader.
Yeah.
And to me, like his writing does that, but gives you an awareness beyond what like a fifth grader would have, but by reading it at that, or explaining it at that level. It's great.
It's good.
Yeah, so really good conversation. Found that on Spotify, and Spotify has video of it now too. So let's see. So Slashdot declaring renaissance for French nuclear industry. French president promises up to 14 new reactors by 2050, and Elon Musk replies, "Great." And I think that that's not a sarcastic response. I think he feels that that is actually great, because we know he's been very outspoken about supporting nuclear energy, that it's clean energy, that it's less dangerous than we all think, because we all associate nuclear energy with Chernobyl disaster in Fukushima, right? But I think for the most part, it's very safe. It's just a complicated topic that I think most of humans just have a knee-jerk immediate reaction to, emotional reaction about it.
Yeah, I agree. And somehow I wish the president or someone would just have a lesson to the country about how the nuclear energy is substantially safer than anything else nowadays. All the reactors you mentioned were 50-year-old technology, and very unstable in an environment where it's a poorly run communist country like Russia was, or a unstable environment like Japan. And France has, I think most of their economy has been running on nuclear power for the last half century. And this declaration is very hopeful. I know the EU has declared nuclear a green energy, and it's been controversial. And I know China is ramping up, I think, several hundred nuclear reactors over the next decade is their objective. So nuclear is having a resurgence in Europe and in China. Hopefully that will happen in the United States. And Elon Musk supporting it can't hurt that he's pushing that agenda.
Yeah, so over here, I'd say when we first landed here in Ireland, it was prevalent in the landscape that there is any windmills for capturing wind energy and changing it into energy. And then there's solar panels on like most houses, I'd say, in like more dense areas where there's multi-housing units. Then I don't know, they're probably out in the farmlands too, but you see them way more than I ever saw in the US. And like wind farms for sure. I don't think I ever saw one. Of course, I wasn't out in like the Midwest all that often.
Yeah.
I just never saw them. And here they're like right on the coast, and then up on hills. I mean, pretty much go anywhere and you're going to see one out on the horizon.
That is interesting.
But I don't know about nuclear. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know Ireland's nuclear. I know France has been in Europe. France has been the country that has always embraced it. Always embraced it. I don't know about the other. I know Germany just took several of theirs offline, which people are very upset about.
It's an ongoing discussion for sure.
Yes.
But again, bringing it back to the Tesla mission and really Musk's mission of transitioning the world to just more sustainable energy, he knows that it's got to be done at some point.
Yeah.
So, like, let's look down every avenue.
He will. His pushing it is definitely will be a plus. I know Bill Gates is very, very behind it, substantially behind it. He's invested in a lot of companies. So hopefully, future administrations or future Congress committees will listen to them more, and you just need the weight behind it with the right people in the U.S. at least.
So breaking away a little bit, but still focusing on this tweet. Here's an example of like, how does this come across his stream? Like, does he go out and actively search within Twitter for nuclear energy posts, or does he maybe follow the topic and then go in and check specific topics? Does he have lists? Or does he just follow Slashdot? I don't know. I mean, we could find that out, but it's just endlessly fascinating to me, the things that he finds on Twitter and likes and reposts, and how his brain works within Twitter. I'd really love
that. Is you're right. Is he running on lists? I imagine someone like him is running on lists, and also people who add him maybe. But he probably has lists of certain people he follows. That's a good point. Otherwise it would be overwhelming for him. So that's and then
but
how do you
man
get
doesn't seem to get overwhelmed very easily. So.
No. That's true.
Okay, and so looks like the last one here is, I appreciate really well-made things, and Tesla vehicles are beautiful, exquisite, and there's such wonderful attention to detail. Thanks for making the best cars in the world, Elon Musk. And he replied with a heart to Gail Afar in Austin.
Yes. So this one, my guess is that he just looks at all his at Elon Musk's and randomly chooses someone.
Yeah.
And this is probably, I don't know Gail, but I'm assuming she's just not an influencer. She's just a person, and he just grabs some of them sometimes and just engages.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. But this person has gotten a few likes and responses from him. So
oh, really?
I don't know if he's following them or not.
Interesting.
And then looping back to this one from yesterday, I did find out it's actually RGV. He responded to me and said, yeah, I listed the acronym.
And you're a journalist investigating the sources for
well, someone said, man, there's so many acronyms in there. I spent 10 minutes researching what they all were. And I responded and said, yeah, what was RVG? So it was Rio Grande Valley.
Interesting.
RGV.
Okay.
So it's Texas.
Good. You had a good guess.
Yeah. All right. So let's just real quickly check out the likes, and then we'll move on.
The old Anakin.
Yeah. The Anakin meme, Princess Amidala. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Some commentary about the spend on Super Bowl commercials. And again, kind of looping it back to that Volvo commercial, like, why try to just be negative just for the sake of being negative? Do you think that helps the value of your brand?
Yeah. And Mark Andreessen is the one that posted this.
Yeah. I don't know too much about him, but I know there was a little tiff between him and Jack Dorsey recently.
It could be, but they're all. He's. I highly recommend listening to an interview with him. He's a very deep thinker.
Okay.
And he's the main influencer in Silicon Valley for venture. And he's shifted. He even changed the structure of his venture capitalist fund so he could invest in crypto. And he invented the internet. He invented the Mosaic browser. So he personally coded it and created it. He's someone who's worth listening to when they're interviewed, just like Elon Musk. I don't know if you ever heard of the Code Eats World, Software Eats World line.
Yeah,
He's the one that wrote that. He wrote that article in the Wall Street Journal like 10 years ago.
Really?
That from that one article, it became the theme of that, Software Eats World.
Well, now it's AI will eat the world, right?
Yes. But he's and so obviously Elon follows him. But he used to tweet a lot more, and then he stopped for a long time, and he's coming back. So he's worth listening to.
Yeah. Cool. I definitely follow him and see his tweets in the mix every now and again.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a great meme. And I think a valid point related to the previous Sawyer Merritt tweet as well. So here's another one from Sawyer that got a like. Tesla Plaid Model X runs a blistering 9.83 second quarter mile, an incredible feat for a 5,390 pound family SUV. I didn't watch this, but I do love watching some like Model X Plaid videos and the racetrack videos in a Tesla, because they're so quiet and they're just flying, and you can see the odometer too, or the speedometer, and like the speeds at which it's reaching and how fast it's getting to those speeds is just incredible to watch. I love it.
And not having that usual big roar up to it.
Yeah, it's just like this quiet hum, like it's almost like just the tires on the road. It's amazing. Here we go. This is from Nick Aswini. Is this a render? No, it's photons. So that's pretty sweet.
I think that's in reference to his also I think Elon, has been saying that the Tesla visual structure can be based just on photons now, not on visual sight of what humans can see. It's just the light coming in, every possible light.
Well, his point is that's the way we do it.
Yep.
Right. So why do you need all these other sensors?
It's true.
Just look at that thing though. That is wild.
So this one looks, maybe it's just the way it is. The other one looked black for the
well, it is. It's black on the backside.
On the backside. Oh, yeah, I see.
See the tiles there?
I got it. So there's that part when
one side has the tiles on it, and then the other side is
interesting. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, this one I saw this morning and just had a laugh out loud moment. Because if you saw the halftime show, there was a rather like awkward scene of 50 Cent hanging upside down.
Yes.
From the stage or something. And he liked someone else kind of commenting on this, but Homar's catalog said, looks like 50 Cent has grown to $1 due to inflation. And like here's actual visual of it. It's kind of comical, but hey, it happens with age, you'll get there. But funny little way to bring it back to inflation. Spin on the name. So I like that.
Witty.
All right. And then he actually liked a Marvel Studios preview of a new Doctor Strange movie. I haven't had a chance to look at this, but I thought that was super weird that he liked that. Like, to me, these are the things that show as promoted tweets in my feed.
Yeah.
So like I typically will just like skip by them,
But this was a big preview, and then they clicked through. So it was, there's a lot of excitement around this one. Yeah. I know in my household, there were some people going out of their minds.
Oh, really? Cool. Oh, yeah. I know. I'm sure it'll be liked here too. So I just have not watched all of the movies. I'll just say that.
Yes.
But I think it's super cool that, you know, from our generation, it was more like Star Wars and maybe Star Trek to some extent, and, you know, getting passionate about those franchises and, you know, excited about new releases related to them. But like kids these days have, and even for like the last generation, have had the whole Marvel universe to just fan over, you know?
It's fantastic, and it keeps every month there's a new part to it. You know, imagine if we had Star Wars where it was just never stops, you know, which actually is happening now.
Yeah, it's happening now.
But if we had to wait, oh yeah, maybe this decade they'll make a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
and they better not blow
20
that
years.
Yes.
And then they were horrible.
And then they're horrible.
Okay, a couple other likes here. Again, to James Stevenson at I cannot underscore enough, showing the ramp of Tesla's revenue per second over like the last decade, which is pretty cool. And then also he has the EBIT per, I think per year, maybe
per second. That is incredible.
Okay, here's the GAAP net income or loss per second. And you can see 2010 through 2018, it's a loss, and then 2020 to 2021, just huge increase.
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty cool. So I thought that was an interesting way to look at it, and I'm sure it seems like Elon did too. Tim Urban, again, no one builds a house. They lay one brick again and again and again until the end results a house. Remarkable, glorious achievement is just what a long series of remarkable, unglorious tasks look like from far away. Procrastinators are bad at remembering this. Yeah, I love it. I would say that outside of the Elon Musk series from Tim Urban, the one other thing that is a must watch from Tim Urban, you know, maybe not one other, but the next probably most viewed thing is the procrastination TED Talk that he did.
Yes,
Spectacular.
it's fantastic.
Highly recommend.
It's a must watch.
Yeah. This one was from the Time Person of the Year video montage, and that, see there again, Gail Alfar quoting him there, saying that just anybody who gives a positive contribution to humanity, I admire them greatly. So yeah, pretty cool. And I think that was related back to the Stan Lee quote from yesterday as well.
Yes,
Entertainment absolutely can be a form of a net positive for humanity.
That is, seems like that's been on his mind lately. That's pretty good, and he understands the value of it.
Yeah. We got Squawk Box here, CNBC, talking about, let's see, Elon Musk gave his first update on SpaceX's Starship in over 2 years last night, unveiling his giant rocket system and his plan to colonize Mars. So it looks like this was related back to, this is actually 3 days ago. So he liked it in the last 24 hours, but
yes,
tweet from after the Starship presentation.
That's right.
Yeah, cool. I saw this one earlier. I thought this was funny, but I didn't expect him to like it. So find someone who looks at you the way Elon looks at his rockets.
At least see, that shows he has a self-deprecating sense of humor. He knows that he can make fun of himself.
Man, here is, that's an awesome visual there of the Starship sketches, I guess, really, and just different spaceships. Maybe they're not called spaceships. It's called rockets.
Starships. Yes.
Starships. SpaceX is building. At SpaceX, you can find a coffee table made with the set of grid fins of a Falcon 9 rocket. That's pretty sweet.
That is.
Yeah, so we were talking about that the other day. That's from Massimo. This one, okay, and this is the last one, right? Because I think we reviewed.
Yeah, it's more.
Pretty sure we reviewed all those, yeah. But this one was interesting. So this is a tweet from Tim Urban replying to or retweeting Andrew Doyle for the woke "There's nothing that cannot be problematized." And so Tim Urban saying, "I've seen this video passed around by lots of people who like to criticize wokeness, but it's social justice activists who should be the ones criticizing it. she, or the woman here in this video, is making mockery of serious activism. People like this are not on your side. They're undermining your work. So did you watch this at all? I don't know if you saw it,
I have not
I
seen
don't
this.
want to bring it up here because it's long and she's just talking through it all. But basically, it's this woman in some sort of official meeting, like
Town council thing or something.
What?
Did a town council?
Yeah, it looks like it. But basically, she's bringing like eating meat and relating it. She's relating eating meat to just the craziest, making the craziest connections. Like, like eating meat is like anti-gay and anti-feminist, and like, Nazis calling vegetarians soy boys, and like it's like, whoa, she's making some very outlandish connections here.
Yeah, really just bringing it to anything is associated with it. Any evil is associated with
it. Yeah. And I think the commentary here is more about like, you can't, like, taking a blanketed woke approach without actually like using reason and rationalizing through your thoughts is not a good approach. Even if it may like feel initially that it's right, or like you're being very evolved in your thinking, it may be flawed reasoning, or right, like and I think what Tim is trying to say here is like it can be serious activism to want to stand up for animal rights and be a vegetarian or whatever. But when you have people like this getting kind of laughed at, it's like, this doesn't help your cause at all.
Yeah, it's making a mockery of a movement that could create some good reasons, good things. And the people who criticize it are doing it the same way, because they're making wokeness to be bad about everything. Like everything that's woke is bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So
it's good.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting couple of tweets here, and Elon liked it. So I think Tim Urban is definitely someone he follows. Massimo, a lot of these K10, Kristen has sat down with him for discussions and like roundtable discussions before. So yeah, I think most of the stuff is probably just in his feed and he sees it, but he probably uses @mentions and lists too. So
yeah.
All right, well, I'd say that's it for today, the 14th of February, and we'll catch up with everybody tomorrow.
Good stuff. Have a great day.